to November of 2020. This is when one of the other people on his record label, I should say rapper King Von, was killed. This is after he got into a fight with Quando Rondo. So this case, that's as it's coming out and we're learning more details, has been in the works for.
Lil Durk's most recent court appearance has sent shockwaves through the music industry, revealing a series of allegations and courtroom revelations that sound more like a scripted drama than real life. Known for his raw lyrics and gritty storytelling, Durk took the stand and shared details about Quando Rondo that immediately had the courtroom and social media in a frenzy.
For a long time.
If you don't know that Quando Rondo is the subject or was the alleged target of the whole thing going on with Durk right now, and
just when it seemed the tension between these two rappers had cooled, Durk's testimony introduced a major twist, bringing a new layer to an already intense rivalry. What was once thought to be just musical competition now appears to have deeper, more dangerous roots. Here's the latest on the case that's drawing attention from all corners. Talk is swirling around possible cooperation with authorities, with some alleging that Durk may be considering a deal to avoid a lengthy sentence. That conversation has only intensified with the release of new federal charges.
Knowing he could have, I looked at it, I'm like, this is the big bro. Big bro, a legend. This how all the young rappers coming up in the game looking at him like.
According to federal officials, 5 individuals from Chicago are now in serious legal trouble on the West Coast, all linked to an alleged plot targeting rapper Quando Rondo in Los Angeles. The situation reportedly stems from the 2020 fatal incident involving King Von, a pivotal figure in this story and a respected rapper in his own right. The individuals named in the indictment are staff Kavon London, Grant DeAndre, Dontrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and A.A. Houston. They're facing charges including conspiracy to commit murder for hire resulting in death, and the use of a machine gun in the commission of violence. These aren't light accusations. If convicted, some of these charges carry the potential for the death penalty, making this one of the most serious cases tied to the rap industry in recent memory. Prosecutors also allege that the 5 suspects have direct ties to the Only the Family collective, also known as OTF, which was founded by Lil Durk. OTF has long been linked to Durk and was home to King Von before his death. Even more shocking are the financial ties. Authorities claim that the travel arrangements, including flights and rental vehicles allegedly used during the operation, were paid for using credit cards tied to Durk himself. With federal charges now in play, speculation has ramped up around whether Durk may consider distancing himself from his inner circle in exchange for leniency. The pressure is mounting, and what happens next could redefine how loyalty and survival are viewed in today's rap game. Fans are currently stuck between shock and curiosity as they try to make sense of whether Lil Durk could actually break from his crew. The idea of him flipping under pressure has set the internet on fire, and with good reason. When it comes to federal indictments, the intensity is unmatched. Even individuals known for being rock solid under pressure have been known to fold when staring down decades behind bars. Could Durk, with all of his influence, status, and reputation, be the next high-profile figure to cooperate with prosecutors just to avoid a harsh sentence? It's the question many are starting to ask. This isn't just another artist facing legal drama. This is one of the biggest names in Chicago's drill music scene. Lil Durk has long represented more than just music. He's been a pillar in his community, a leader of the OTF collective, and one of the closest public figures connected to King Von. OTF isn't just a label, it's a core part of Durk's identity. For Durk to even consider turning on that foundation would be the equivalent of tearing down everything he spent years building. It wouldn't just be a shock to the culture, it would destroy the persona and credibility he's built across his entire career. Still, federal prosecutors are skilled at breaking down loyalty. Their goal isn't to just convict individuals, it's to unravel entire groups and networks. They operate with pressure tactics and legal tools that can sway even the most dedicated street figures into seeking a way out. History has shown that no matter how untouchable someone may appear, the pressure of a federal case changes the game. Major names in entertainment and organized circles have cracked before, and the feds know exactly how to make that happen. Some voices in the conversation are now speculating that Durk might look for a compromise. Not full cooperation, but a legal middle ground. One where he provides certain pieces of information without ever taking the witness stand. This kind of legal maneuvering allows for reduced charges without triggering the full backlash of being labeled an informant outright. That route, if taken, could soften the legal blow and preserve his image to some extent. But in hip-hop, especially in circles where street credibility is everything, even the hint of cooperation can lead to permanent damage. The line between loyalty and betrayal is razor thin, and in cases like this, every move is watched and dissected. What happens next could shift not just Lil Durk's future, but also how these situations are handled in rap moving forward. In situations like this, fans rarely leave room for nuance. Loyalty is either upheld or broken. There's not much middle ground, and no matter how calculated a decision may seem from a legal standpoint in the world of rap, and especially for someone like Lil Durk, even the perception of betrayal can carry long-term consequences. Currently, Lil Durk is being held without bond in Broward County Jail, Florida, as he awaits transfer to federal custody. But the headlines aren't just about the charges. They're focused on the fractures forming within his circle. OTF, the collective he built and stood by, is now under intense scrutiny. The most explosive part? Allegations that an OTF affiliate, someone known as Jam, may have been working undercover for the feds the entire time. Whispers about Jam's loyalty had been around for years, but now those suspicions appear to have solidified into serious accusations. Reports allege that Jam wore a wire and gathered information against none other than Lil Durk himself. After serving a 12-year prison sentence for attempted murder, Jam was released in 2022. While many assumed he was rejoining the movement, he may have been cooperating behind the scenes, building a case the whole time. According to circulating rumors, Jam captured enough evidence to directly link Durk to a revenge plot targeting rapper Quando Rondo, real name Tyquin Terrell Bowman. That link adds fuel to an already volatile legal fire. The situation escalated further when Chicago rapper King Yella spoke out. In a recent interview, Yella claimed he personally overheard Jam implicating Durk in connection to the murder of Quando's cousin, Lil Pab, suggesting it was retribution for the 2020 killing of King Von. If those allegations hold weight, this case isn't just about one artist's legal troubles. It's a full-on crisis that could send shockwaves through the entire OTF structure and redefine the crew's legacy. As the legal battle unfolds, attention has shifted back to the violent night that sparked it all. The night King Von lost his life. On November 6th, just after 3:20 a.m., outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge on Trinity Avenue in Atlanta, a confrontation between two groups escalated quickly. Heated words were exchanged, and within moments, chaos erupted. Gunfire broke out as both off-duty and on-duty Atlanta police officers responded to the scene. The moment, captured on surveillance and cell phone footage, changed the trajectory of multiple lives and fueled a chain reaction that's still unraveling today. And as more names get tied into the situation, the tension only builds. Shots rang out during the chaos, and when the dust settled, multiple individuals had been struck. 3 people were transported to the hospital by ambulance, while others arrived at emergency rooms in private vehicles. Sadly, 2 individuals lost their lives in the aftermath. One of them was 26-year-old Davon Daquan Bennett, better known as King Von, a prominent figure in Chicago's drill music scene. Another victim was 34-year-old Mark Blackley, who also died from injuries sustained during the incident. As authorities began piecing the scene together, police quickly identified the suspected shooter as 22-year-old Timothy Leaks. He was also injured during the altercation and transported to Grady Memorial Hospital. Leaks, who faced a felony murder charge, was one of 3 people detained by police in connection to Von's killing. His arrest marked a major turning point in what would soon become a complex and highly publicized investigation. Additional individuals connected to the shooting, including Johnny Harris and Kevin Jones, were also detained as part of the ongoing inquiry. But despite the arrests, serious questions remained. Authorities needed to determine who else might have discharged their weapon. And with 2 Atlanta police officers present and confirmed to have fired during the incident, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation stepped in to investigate whether law enforcement bullets contributed to any injuries or fatalities. Adding to the complexity, King Von's manager, Jameson Francois of 100K Management, spoke out during an interview with DJ Academics. He claimed that the majority of bullets may have come from police. However, Atlanta PD quickly disputed this, stating that their investigation pointed to Von being shot before officers even became involved in the conflict. They also clarified that Von was not found at the scene by police, but had already been taken to the hospital in a private car by the time law enforcement arrived in full. So while the official story places responsibility on Timothy Leaks for firing the fatal shots, there is still a lingering investigation into who else may have played a role. As evidence continues to emerge, the search for full accountability remains active. Meanwhile, the situation off the streets is no less intense. King Von's uncle, Range Rover Hang, recently gave a revealing interview to Fuchsia's TV, shedding light on the street-level politics that continue to surround Quando Rondo and those affiliated with him. According to Hang, tensions have not eased since Von's death. In fact, the friction between OTF and Quando Rondo's camp appears to be intensifying. Reports have circulated that individuals affiliated with Von have been purchasing tickets to Rondo's shows, not for entertainment, but to confront. There's even speculation that a bounty may be involved. Range Rover Hang didn't mince words. He made it clear that many still feel a need to retaliate. To them, Von wasn't just a rapper, he was a symbol for the community. Hang recalled how, with his first major paycheck, Von didn't splurge on luxury. Instead, he gave back to the people who supported him. The prison system can be unforgiving, especially for someone with strong street affiliations like Quando Rondo. If convicted, he could face dangerous run-ins with rival groups or feel pressure to keep up gang-related activity behind bars just to survive. But beyond the physical threats, the emotional toll of incarceration can be just as damaging. Throughout his music career, Rondo has used his songs to reflect on personal battles, struggles with poverty, survival, and dreams of creating a better life for his family. But in prison, stripped of his creative outlet, far from his support system, and surrounded by constant tension, the psychological weight could become unbearable. The dreams of buying his mother a new car or moving out of the chaos and into peace may feel out of reach. In the end, if he doesn't find a new path, the very streets he's tried to escape might become his permanent reality. Meanwhile, Lil Durk is walking a different road, one that's turning away from the chaos that defined much of his early career. His recent social media posts make it clear he's ready to leave gang culture behind and embrace his Muslim faith in a more meaningful way. Durk, once a central figure in Chicago's drill scene, is no longer glorifying the street life that fueled much of his early music. On Instagram, he recently clarified his position, telling fans he doesn't gang bang and that he's committed to being a true follower of Islam. He stated openly that you can't truly live both lives, and that he wanted to be the first one to say it. This wasn't a sudden change. Over the past few years, Durk has been hinting at a deeper desire to create peace, especially in his hometown of Chicago, a city that's lost far too many lives to violence. In 2022, he openly talked about wanting to be part of the solution. He mentioned that his quick temper had nearly cost him success, acknowledging that one reply can mess up $1 billion. Now, Durk is focused on growth. He's learning to control his reactions, letting faith guide his decisions, and making a conscious effort to stop mentioning the dead in his music. That small but significant move is a step toward breaking the cycle of retaliation and pain that's taken a toll on so many lives. But this isn't just a personal shift, it's also a matter of survival. As Durk's influence has grown, so has the attention from law enforcement, media, and fans. Staying connected to gang culture only makes him a bigger target. Choosing Islam and turning away from the street politics of his past is also a way of protecting his future. Durk's transformation sends a powerful message. He's not just an artist shaped by his environment. He's a man choosing peace, choosing fatherhood, and choosing purpose over pride. And in doing so, he's showing that growth is possible, even when the odds are stacked high. Of course, walking away from the streets isn't without consequences. Loyalty and reputation still matter deeply in hip-hop. But Durk is showing that sometimes the boldest move isn't retaliation. It's choosing a better path. Thanks for watching. If you found this story compelling, check out one of the videos on your screen now for more deep dives into the biggest names in hip-hop. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update.